Have you ever really thought about the things you bring back from a trip? They're never just stuff, are they? They're like these little physical pieces of a memory, tiny ambassadors from a totally different world. So today, we're going to unpack the real meaning behind these objects and explore the incredible stories they have to tell, one souvenir at a time. Now, seriously, just take a second. Think about that magnet on your fridge, or maybe that little statue on your shelf. The coffee mug you always reach for? Where's it from? Actually, maybe a better question is, when is it from? Every single one of those is like a little chapter in your personal travel story, a direct line back to a specific moment in time. And this is where it gets really cool. A souvenir isn't just about your memory, it's about a collective one. It's a place's way of saying, hey, this is us, this is who we are, this is what we value. It's an entire culture just condensed into something you can hold in your hand. Okay, so what's one of the absolute most powerful ways to connect with a place? Through taste, right? An edible souvenir? Well, it does more than just remind you of a trip. It actually lets you relive it. That's exactly what these are. They're time machines for your taste buds, zapping you right back to that bustling street market or that quiet little cafe with just a single bite. So come on, let's take a quick trip around the world's menu. First stop, Canada. For that earthy, unmistakable sweetness of pure maple syrup. It's tapped right from the trees, and it's a flavor that instantly puts you in a crisp autumn forest. Next up, we're going to jump across the pond to Scotland for the buttery, comforting goodness of shortbread. It's such a simple recipe, but one bite tastes exactly like the rugged, welcoming feel of its homeland. And of course, we have to visit Switzerland for the smooth, rich perfection of its chocolate. It's a taste so refined, so famous, that the country itself has basically become a global symbol for quality. And let's land on this perfect little package, the iconic Taiwanese pineapple cake. You've got that delicate pastry with this sweet and tangy fruit filling inside. See, these aren't just snacks. They are, quite literally, edible postcards. But our connection to a place, it goes way beyond taste, of course. It's also about the things we can touch and feel. So many souvenirs represent centuries of artistic tradition, skills passed down from grandparent to parent to child. And what's so fascinating is that the materials themselves tell a story. They speak of the geography, the resources of a place. Whether it's glass from Italy, silk from Thailand, or stone from New Zealand, each material is directly tied to the land it came from. The range of artistry is just incredible. Think about the contrast here. The weightless, delicate feel of a Thai silk scarf versus the cool, solid strength of Maori Panamo. For the Maori people of New Zealand, this greenstone is sacred, a spiritual treasure that connects them to their ancestors. They're both these incredibly powerful expressions of culture, just in completely different ways. Some crafts just become synonymous with their home, like the masterful, vibrant colors of Murano glass. For centuries, artisans on this tiny Italian island have perfected a glass-blowing tradition that's famous the world over. And some crafts, wow, they're a direct link to our ancient past. When you hold an Egyptian papyrus scroll, you're not just holding a souvenir. You're holding a piece of the world's first paper, part of a story that stretches back thousands of years. Okay, but what about a nation's most important symbols? They're usually huge. Buildings that touch the sky, giant statues, entire mountain ranges. So how in the world do you fit something like that into your suitcase? Well, the answer is simple. You shrink it. Miniaturization is this amazing art of taking a country's grandest ideas and most iconic symbols and making them small enough for you to bring home. And when you start looking closely, you see these clear patterns in what we choose to shrink. We just love to miniaturize architectural marvels that define a skyline, powerful national symbols, beloved creatures that capture a national spirit, and even entire cultural traditions. Is there a more classic example than this? A tiny Eiffel Tower. It's not just a model of a building. It's a little piece of Paris, a symbol of French pride that you can set right on your desk. Or what about the Matryoshka doll? This is just so brilliant. It's a national symbol that tells a story through its very design. This idea of family, tradition, and layers of history, all nested one inside the other. So here's the key. It doesn't matter if it's a $2 keychain or a hand-painted doll. These little miniatures, they have real power. They're like a visual shorthand for a nation's entire history and its most cherished ideas. So as we start to pull all these different threads together, the flavors, the crafts, the tiny icons, what we're really seeing is that our collections of souvenirs are like a kind of global scrapbook. Each one is a curated little piece of a much bigger human story.
And that right there gets to the absolute heart of all of this. The real value is in the story it holds. The story of the person who made it, and just as importantly, the story of the moment you made it yours.
Which leaves us with one last really essential question. When you look at that object on your shelf, what is it that separates it from being just a cheap trinket and elevates it, turning it into a truly personal treasure?
The answer is you. It's the memory that you have, the emotion that you feel, the connection you made with a place and its people. That right there, that's what turns a simple object into a completely priceless piece of your life story.